Max Verstappen took his second win of the 2025 F1 season in Imola, pulling off a stunning move at the start of the race to take the lead and never looking back. Lando Norris came home second for McLaren, with Oscar Piastri rounding out the podium. Here are our 4 takeaways from an eventful weekend in Italy. Verstappen may not be the current favorite to win the 2025 title, as McLaren still has the faster car, but there's no doubt he's still the best driver on the grid. Verstappen's move on Piastri at turn 1 was classic Max. Bold, instinctive, and perfectly executed. It brought flashbacks to Mexico of 2021, when he swept past both Mercedes cars at turn 1 as if he was racing on a different track altogether. That was the moment he truly arrived. Imola showed he hasn't lost that magic. At this point in his career, it's not just talent or bravery that makes Verstappen so special. It's the way he reads the race. With dirty air making overtaking harder than ever, especially at a flowing track like Imola, he knew the start was likely his only chance to pass Oscar Piastri, and he did not hesitate. Verstappen's slick move at turn 1, and the clean air it earned him throughout the race, proved crucial. McLaren may have had the quicker car overall, but Verstappen's early aggression and Red Bull's first successful upgrade package in over a year gave him enough of an edge to control the race from the front. He's now just 22 points behind Oscar Piastri, close enough to keep the pressure on, even if this may not be his year. Oscar Piastri's role in Verstappen's decisive move is a tough pill to swallow for the young Aussie. Maybe he saw Max coming and thought it wasn't worth the risk with a points lead to protect, or maybe, like Lando Norris at Monza last year, he simply got caught napping. Either way, knowing Piastri, this will eat at him. He's meticulous and hard on himself, and this will feel like a missed opportunity, especially with how valuable track position at a track like Imola. McLaren hinted that Red Bull had genuine pace, but if Piastri had kept the lead, he likely would have cruised to victory, just as he did in Bahrain and Miami. This was the first race he truly should have won and didn't. More than the overtake, the frustration was compounded by McLaren's strategy call, pitting him early into traffic. It made a bad situation even worse. After a run of strong performances, this might be the reminder he and McLaren needed. They're not bulletproof just yet. McLaren's hands-off approach to letting Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri race each other might frustrate fans, but their reasoning is clear. They don't want to decide the title themselves. Every time we see a situation where one McLaren driver is faster than the other, the question always arises: should the team intervene? So far, they said no. And that's not weakness, it's just strategy. They know that the long-term fallout of choosing one driver over the other could be catastrophic. Imagine a scenario where the F1 driver title comes down to just a handful of points, and the guy who loses can point to a race where he was told to move aside. That's a team chemistry nightmare. McLaren would rather let the race play out, even if it means missing out on a win, than risk undermining one of their title contenders. It's a bold strategy, but if one of them brings the title home, it'll look genius. Yuki Tsunoda's crash in Q1 was a worrying sign. Red Bull isn't expecting him to match Verstappen, no one really can, but they do expect stability, and pushing too hard too early is exactly the kind of red flag that's gotten drivers like Sergio Perez and Pierre Gasly in trouble before. Yuki Tsunoda's honesty afterwards, saying he was ashamed for overdriving, was refreshing, but it also echoed mistakes that signaled deeper issues in other Red Bull drivers. It's a high-pressure environment, and overreaching to prove yourself often backfires. If Yuki Tsunoda can't shake this off quickly, it could mean a downward spiral. Red Bull and F1 fans alike have seen this story before. Franco Colapinto's move to Alpine looked like a dream, but without a full preseason, and with only a 5-race contract, he's been thrown into a pressure cooker. The result? The same mistakes that plagued him at Williams are already creeping back in. Colapinto hasn't had the time to grow or adjust, and it's showing. A mistake in Imola qualifying echoed past crashes in Brazil and Vegas. This isn't a talent issue, it's about development and environment. Altogether, Alpine mishandled the do-in situation, and now risks repeating the same mistake with Colapinto. If they don't give him time and space to grow, they'll never get the best out of him.